if I would have moved my feet, I could have got a better perspective on it, you know?
So you want to take better photos. And you hear about this thing called composition. You get curious. What is composition? It can obviously be really exciting at first when you find out there's a math to this. There might be a solution to this. Or just the fact that you found out composition's even a thing in the first place. Then you say, what's the answer to it? How do I use it? Then when you start looking into it, you see all these terms like vertical lines, horizontal lines, leading lines, the rule of thirds, the golden triangles, this big spirally thing that somehow you're supposed to put something in the middle of, and all these math problems. Especially when you're first getting started, this can be a lot to take in because you get excited that you know there's an answer, but then what's the actual answer? There's multiple theories, there's multiple things that can confuse you. And when you're looking into all these, most of the time what you end up doing is you end up looking through to old famous photos. We tend to romanticize all these older pictures that are black and white, and somehow those are the ones that have the perfect compositions. A lot of them do. They're really great. But then you start to realize some of these break the rules. Why am I allowed to break it here, but I gotta use it here? Why do I have to put my subject off to the side when I really like the way he looks in the middle? It can be hard to know where to start with all this information going around. It seems like you can go one way or the other. Just snap the picture or do a math problem in your head every time that you take a picture. This is a massive subject with multiple theories, multiple systems that can get you to a great result. But sometimes you just need to get that photo taken. You just need to capture the moment. What I want to do in this video is give you a starting point to help ease you into the area of composition without being overwhelmed. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 simple tips to utilize composition to your advantage. If you're new here, I'm Kyle Hill. I'm a photographer out of Louisiana, and I just want to help people take better photos. If this all sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and make sure to comment down below, subscribed. I'll be responding to people in the comments. Let's get into the video. Number 1, position yourself correctly.
One really easy way to mess things up, or rather get subpar results, is if you refuse to move yourself as the photographer to get a better perspective. Now, there's a couple different ways about this, because you might see an option or you might see a perspective that would be better and you go, I'll just stay here, get the picture. You might also not be thinking about that. So if you aren't already, put that into your mind and think about, is there a different perspective that I can look at this from? Can I move myself in a different way to get a better view of what I'm taking a picture of? You just have to take the time and the energy to make that happen. I'd say like 80% of photos, you could think about it and look at it and go, if I would have moved my feet, I could have got a better perspective on it, you know?
Number 2, use the screen on the back of your camera. That, or use your phone.
So your eyes see things in 3 dimensions, which means when you're looking at something, you're more focused on it with your mind and your 3-dimensional vision, and you tend to block out distracting things with your own eyes. You don't realize what can be distracting that you're looking at, or take from the idea of the photograph. So if you use the screen on the back of your camera or use your phone to look at the scene, and then you can look at that screen that is one-dimensional and say, okay, or you can move it around, you know, side to side, see the perspectives, or just take a picture altogether. And then you can see, oh, okay, that thing behind there that I didn't realize with my eyes is still in focus and really distracting from the subject. So it's something that we don't fully realize, that our eyes actually can tend to give us a disadvantage about in photography. Remember that you don't always see what can be distracting, because your eyes are so good at focusing on things that you won't always perceive what'll be seen with a one-dimensional photograph.
This is gonna sound weird, but number 3, squint your eyes.
When you squint your eyes, it takes the detail out of what you're seeing. So you're able to see what you're looking at in more of terms of shapes and contrast and color. It's a more abstract way of looking at your scene. So you're not just looking at what's there for what's there, but you're looking at what's there for the color, for the compositional color, the compositional tones, darkness, brightness. And that way you can up the level of what you're doing. When you compose something by looking at darkness and light and color, that's a whole nother level other than just putting a person in a certain spot in the frame.
Number 4, think in story, not just visually and aesthetically.
Who, what, when, where, why. The story of the photo. What is the story you're trying to tell here? What's the deeper idea? What do you want somebody to look at this picture and feel? You can make a pretty picture with any nice camera, but there's a difference between a visually beautiful picture and an emotional picture. An emotional picture that tells somebody a story and evokes a feeling, a real feeling, other than just that looks nice, that's aesthetically pleasing.
Number 5, simplicity and subtlety.
Especially when it comes to composition, we can overthink it sometimes. We can say, all right, I need 3 things. I need an odd number. I need a swirly thing. When you really get to good composition is when you can really simplify it. Some of the simpler composed photos are some of the best ones. It doesn't have to be complicated to be beautiful.
Number 6, watch your edges.
This can be similar to how your eyes focus can actually distract you from a good product. You might be focused on somebody's face while you're taking a picture of them, or their outfit, or their torso region, whatever, the main part of the person. But you need to make sure that you're not cutting somebody's finger off or their hand off or cutting them off. One real big thing is cutting somebody off at the joint. When you compose somebody where it's right at the knee is where the photo's cutting off, you don't know why. People won't know why, but that picture will give you a slight feeling of unease because that's a joint point and it just seems like the person doesn't have half their leg. So if you're looking at a scene and you want to take a picture, make sure that the important parts that make sense are showing and not cut off. If a hand needs to be in frame, make sure it's the whole hand. Don't cut off a few fingers. Just know that it can give a subtle uneasy feeling when you cut off certain things, and try to keep full parts of things in frame. Keep the full arm in frame. Keep the full torso in frame.
And finally, number 7, Photoshop.
This can be debated by all types of people, but I'm just gonna give you my perspective, which is you might not always get the perfect composition when you take the picture. So do some things in post-production if you have to. You can crop it to make it better. If it's gonna look better cropped into a different composition altogether, do it. If there's something distracting in frame that can be changed in post-production, do it. If you can make a better photo, make a better photo. And something that is so great about this is if you keep your mind open while in post-production, it'll show you what to pay attention to next time when you're actually taking the picture. If 700 different times you have to edit a certain thing out, you learn, I don't want to do this anymore, so let me just do it in camera next time. So it teaches you. It can teach you lessons of what to watch out for as well. So you're improving upon what you've done, but you're also teaching yourself a lesson. I really hope this video was helpful for you. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe and leave a comment. Put the word subscribed in the comments and I'll be responding to people, thanking them for subscribing. And if you've watched this long in the video, why don't you leave a like as well. Again, I'm Kyle Hill. Thank you for watching, and for more photography tips, check out this video. Right there.